All right, so I promised you guys that today we would learn about how to tell time. So we are going to be learning about that this week, but first I just want to show you what an analog clock looks like, okay? So this is what an analog clock looks like. As you can see, it has all of the numbers around the clock, just like this. They go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we'll put both of the hands at the bottom of our clock. Now as you can see, there are 12 numbers on the clock. Just like we said, we went around and said that there were 1, 2, 3, all the way to 12 around the clock. That's because our time goes up to 12 twice a day. There are 24 hours in a day. So when the clock strikes midnight, that's when we have a new day. So you guys know that you are already in bed by the time midnight comes around, right? So you're probably watching this in the morning or in the middle of the day, and you miss, all of the time that happens from like midnight until maybe 6, 7, or 8 a.m., okay? Some of you might even sleep late until 9 or 10 a.m. But the clock goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, twice in a day, okay? So it goes around 2 times to make 24 hours in a day. Now that might be confusing, but it's just like on our digital clock. You guys can tell on your phone, or you might have a watch that has digital, what time it is, and it actually shows you the numbers. Now with an analog clock, you can see that all the numbers go around like I said. Now these represent the hours, the big numbers. So the big numbers in blue represent the hours. Now, if you can see very closely, the small numbers in red represent the minutes. Now, like I said, there are 24 hours in one day. But how many minutes are there in 1 hour? There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. And as you can see right here, I'm going to show you how that works. Every single time the minute hand goes around the whole clock, it goes around 60 minutes to represent 1 hour. As you can see, if you move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So all these little ticks represent the minutes. All the big ticks represent hours. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say I put this hand, the blue hand, on the 1, and then I put the red hand on the 12. That would mean that it is 1 o'clock, okay? And 1 o'clock looks like this. 1, 0, 0. 1 o'clock. That's because the blue hand, or the short hand, represents an hour. So we're going to label the blue hand as hour. The blue hand is the hour hand. Now, the red hand represents our minutes. So the short hand is always the hour hand, and the long hand is the minute hand. Now, if we have an exact time or an exact hour, like 1 o'clock, the minute hand is always going to fall right on the 12 because that represents 0. Or if you go around to full time, it represents that there has been 60 minutes, so it's a new hour, okay? For example, the short hand, the hour hand, okay, is on the 1, and there is no more minutes passed after 1. So it's 1 o'clock. Let's move the hour hand to the 2. The hour hand, or the shorthand, is on the 2, and no minutes have passed after 2 o'clock. Do you see? The minute hand is right on the 12, which means it's exactly 2 o'clock. So every time you're exactly on the hour, it could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12 o'clock. The minute hand is always going to be on top of the 12 if it's exactly on the hour. Because the hour hand and the minute hand are both on top of the 12, that means it is 12 o'clock. Because the shorthand, or the hour hand, is on top of the 12, and the minute hand, or the longer hand, is on top of the 12 too. That means it's 12 o'clock. Now that might seem a little confusing, but today I'm going to stop there because it's already enough information for you to process. This is the analog clock, okay? And as you can see, our longer hand is the minute hand, and our shorter hand is the hour hand. That's what you need to remember about the analog clock. There are 12 hour ticks on the analog clock and 60 minute ticks on the analog clock. Every single time the minute hand is on the 12, that means you are exactly at an hour. So what time would this be? The hour hand is exactly at the 2, and no minutes have passed. The minute hand is on top of the 12, which means it's 2 o'clock. What time would it be now? Let me fix my writing right here. The hour hand is exactly on the 7, and no minutes have passed. The minute hand is exactly on the 12. That means it's 7 o'clock. Let's do one more. The hour hand is exactly on the 10, and the minute hand has not passed the 12. It's exactly on the 12. That means it's 10 o'clock. All right, great job with our time introduction today. We're going to learn about the difference between an analog clock and a digital clock, and also do a really fun poem about time. See you soon.